On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Spot.
A particular location or place, a small round or roundish area, differing in color or feels from the surface around it.
Examples:
Beauty spot. A spot on his honor. This remote spot is rarely visited.
Economy.
The system by which a country or region produces, manages, and distributes goods and services, including the money and finances involved in these activities, of an airline, the lowest priced, most basic option for seating in commercial travel.
Examples:
Economy of scale. Economy class. The economy of the country is struggling due to the recent political instability.
Argument.
A set of statements or reasons used to support or refute a proposition or theory, a verbal or physical fight or dispute.
Examples:
A blazing argument. The argument against capital punishment. The argument between the two sides over the proposed policy was heated.
Specific.
Clearly defined or particular to a certain thing or situation, distinct, explicit, and precise.
Examples:
Specific instructions. Industry-specific regulations. The scientist conducted a study that provided specific details about the species' behavior.
Comfort.
A state of physical ease and freedom from pain or constraint.
Examples:
Words of comfort. Comfort level. He found comfort in the warm embrace of his loved ones.
Relief.
A feeling of happiness and relaxation that comes when something burdensome is removed or reduced.
Examples:
Tax relief. Sigh of relief. He devoted his life to establishing a humanitarian relief fund.
Perspective.
A certain attitude towards something, a particular style of thinking about something.
Examples:
A perspective view. Perspective of the battle. His father's death changed his whole perspective on life.
Pandemic.
An outbreak of a disease that affects many people over a very wide area.
Examples:
Flu pandemic. Global pandemic. They fear a pandemic of a new type of virus.
Phenomenon.
Something that exists and can be perceptible, especially one that is not fully understood.
Examples:
Natural phenomenon. Historical phenomenon. A rainbow is a natural phenomenon.
Magic.
Beliefs and actions employed to influence supernatural beings and forces, any art or performance that invokes supernatural powers.
Examples:
a magic spell. She is magic. He performed magic tricks with sophisticated moves.
Eagle.
A large predatory bird with a hooked beak and broad wings, known for its keen eyesight and powerful flight, a symbol of strength and freedom in many cultures.
Examples:
Eagle feathers, eagle eyes. The bald eagle symbolizes freedom and strength in the United States.
Suddenly.
Quickly and unexpectedly.
Examples:
Suddenly attacked by an enemy. Die suddenly. Who answers suddenly knows little.
Nip.
To pinch or squeeze with the fingers or a tool, to seize suddenly or quickly, to give a small bite or pinch, to decrease or reduce the size or amount of something by a small amount.
Examples:
Nip a bud. Nip into the room. I need to nip the thread to sew this button on.
Sparrow.
A small, brown bird with a short tail and a chirping call.
Examples:
Sparrow species. Sparrow population. The sparrow was a common bird found in most parts of the world.
Bench.
A long, flat surface, often elevated and supported by legs, used for sitting, working, or displaying objects, persons who administer justice.
Examples:
Bench conference. Bench board. I sat on the bench in the park and enjoyed the beautiful scenery.
Tilt.
To incline or bend from a vertical position, noun, the act of inclining or the state of being inclined or leaning to one side.
Examples:
On the tilt. Tilt a chair. She tilted her head to the side, indicating she was listening.
Wildling.
A human or animal living in the wild or wilderness, a person lacking social graces or convention, often behaving in an unconventional or wild manner.
Examples:
Wildling child. Wildling tribe. The hunters set traps to catch wildlings for their pelts.
Possibility.
A chance that something may happen or be true.
Examples:
Possibility for growth. Possibility of a major earthquake. The possibility of getting the disease will drastically increase.
Seabird.
A bird species that spends much of its life on or near the sea, often feeding on fish and other marine animals.
Examples:
Seabird migration. Seabird nesting. The fishermen were alarmed to see a flock of seabirds circling above the water.
Sacred.
Connected with religion or religious purposes, worthy of respect or dedication because of a connection with a god.
Examples:
sacred music, the halo of a sacred image. This space is a private office sacred to the president.
Bay.
A part of the coast that is partially enclosed by land, a compartment or section of a ship or building.
Examples:
Bay Area, the mouth of a bay. She walked along the bay and collected shells.
Polluted.
Contaminated with harmful or poisonous substances.
Examples:
polluted air, cadmium polluted area. The river was polluted with chemicals, causing harm to the wildlife.
Steady.
Firmly fixed, supported, or balanced, not shaking or moving.
Examples:
steady increase, take a steady job. The patient's vital signs are steady, indicating a stable condition.
Hijack.
To seize control of an airplane or other vehicle during an operation, especially with violence.
Examples:
hijack a helicopter, hijack a phone number. He made a desperate effort to hijack an airliner.
Greedy.
Having or showing an intense or insatiable desire for wealth, status, power, or food.
Examples:
greedy person, greedy for money. His greedy behavior led him to steal from the company.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
industrious worker, industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Imaginary.
Existing only in someone's mind.
Examples:
imaginary number, imaginary pregnancy. Little children tend to have imaginary friends.
Destruction.
The act of causing so much damage to something.
Examples:
path of destruction, cyclonic destruction. The extinction of several subspecies has been linked to climate change and habitat destruction.
Wildlife.
Animals, birds, insects, etc. that grow independently of people and live in natural conditions.
Examples:
wildlife sanctuary, bird and other wildlife. The conservation area has an abundance of wildlife.
Destroy.
To ruin or damage severely or completely, to eradicate or eliminate completely.
Examples:
destroy the ecosystem, destroyed evidence. The building was destroyed in the fire and had to be rebuilt.
Progression.
The act or process of changing to the next stage or phase or moving forward.
Examples:
Progression of civilization. Progression of disease. The company has made great strides in its progression towards sustainability.
Philosophy.
The study of general and fundamental questions, such as those about existence, reason, knowledge, values, mind.
Examples:
Philosophy of education. Western philosophy. Ethics is a branch of philosophy.
Denial.
A statement that something is not true or does not exist.
Examples:
State of denial. An absolute denial. She gave us a categorical denial of the scandal.
Fascination.
The state of being intensely interested in someone or something, or a powerful attraction.
Examples:
Wrapped in fascination. The fascination with classical music. I looked at the painting in fascination.
Ecology.
The study of the relationships between living organisms, including humans, and their physical environment.
Examples:
Science of ecology. The ecology of the island. Many companies are now enthusiastically embracing the knowledge of ecology for sustainable development.
Surrounding.
That is near or around, or closely encircling something.
Examples:
Surrounding areas. A fence surrounding a castle. The surrounding mountains make the city difficult to be invaded.
Environment.
The natural world such as air, water, and land in which humans, animals, and plants live.
Examples:
Environment affairs. Chaotic environment. Every human is responsible for taking care of the Earth's environment.
Mysterious.
Difficult to understand, explain, or identify, having an aura of secrecy, intrigue, or puzzlement.
Examples:
Mysterious object. Mysterious stranger. The mysterious disappearance of the ship remains unsolved.
Owl.
A nocturnal bird of prey with large eyes, a facial disc, and typically a loud hooting call.
Examples:
A night owl. An owl hooted. The snowy owl is a large, white bird often seen in the Arctic.
Identify.
To recognize someone or something and say or prove who or what they are.
Examples:
Identify handwriting. Identify gene sequences. I will introduce you to how to identify the leading causes of the malfunction.
Mutual.
Common to or shared by two or more parties.
Examples:
Share of a mutual fund. Mutual efforts. They cooperated for their mutual benefit.
Deforestation.
The act of cutting down or burning trees in a large area.
Examples:
deforestation of the tropics. The lowest deforestation rate. Large-scale deforestation also has a significant impact on marine ecosystems in the area.
Nest.
A structure in which animals lay their eggs or give birth to their young.
Examples:
bird's nest. A nest of thieves. The female birds build a nest and lay their eggs in May.
Climate.
The weather in a particular location averaged over some long period.
Examples:
a cold climate. Effects of climate change. Climate and weather have an impact on every part of our lifestyles.
Confuse.
To mistake one thing for another, to make somebody hard to understand.
Examples:
confuse the listener. Confuse fantasy with reality. Her remarks confused the debate.
Devastating.
Causing a great deal of destruction or damage.
Examples:
have devastating effects. Treat this devastating disease. This typhoon was the most devastating in years.
Inhabitant.
A person or an animal that lives in a particular place.
Examples:
the early inhabitants of Europe. Inhabitant tax. His family is the oldest inhabitant of the island. Endangered. At risk of extinction because it is facing significant threats.
Examples:
endangered species. Endangered ecosystem. The government has implemented policies to protect the habitat of endangered animals.
Explore.
To travel to or penetrate an area or a country to learn about it, to thoroughly examine a subject or a possibility to learn more about it.
Examples:
explore the world. Explore our options. The management must explore strategies to increase office security. Sorrow. A feeling of deep sadness, grief, or regret, especially for something lost or ending.
Examples:
deep sorrow. Sorrow for sin. The death of her best friend filled her with sorrow. Discovery. The act or process of finding information, a place, or an object, or learning about something that was previously not known. Examples: a scientific discovery. The great discovery of the century. Her research team made an important discovery.
Context.
The circumstances, facts, or conditions that surround a particular event, situation, or statement and that give it meaning.
Examples:
Historical context, legal context. It's important to understand the context of a situation before making a decision.
Complicated.
Involving a lot of different things or parts in a way that is difficult to understand or analyze.
Examples:
A complicated process. Become increasingly complicated. He did complicated pen and ink drawings in just a few days.
Mourning.
The act or expression of sorrow or grief for someone who has died, a period of time set aside for such grieving.
Examples:
Mourning period. Mourning ritual. She wore black clothing as a symbol of mourning for her grandmother.
Mourn.
To feel or express sorrow, grief, or sadness, especially over the death of someone.
Examples:
Mourn with deep grief. Mourn death. We mourned the loss of our dear friend at the memorial service.
Suffer.
To experience pain, distress, or hardship, to undergo or endure something painful or unpleasant.
Examples:
Suffer a setback. Suffer bad grades. The older man suffers from arthritis and finds it difficult to move around.
Grant.
To agree to give or allow somebody.
Examples:
Grant a new license. Grant a land. The chairperson granted him the right to speak.
Exploit.
To make full use of and gain an advantage from resources, opportunities, etc.
Examples:
Exploit a security hole. Exploit a valuable opportunity. We exploit our mining resources to strengthen our national power.
Extinction.
The complete disappearance of a species from the earth.
Examples:
Extinction prevention. Brink of extinction. The extinction of the dinosaurs is thought to have been caused by an asteroid impact.
Insane.
Extremely stupid, crazy, or dangerous, mentally ill.
Examples:
Go insane with pleasure. An insane scheme. Her excessive demands drove me insane.
Panel.
A square or rectangular and flat piece of something that forms a distinct section or component of something, a small group of specialists who discuss particular topics or give their advice or opinion about something.
Examples:
Panel discussion. Cost of solar panels. A panel of economic advisors from the United States visited the country to help rebuild its economy.
Warn.
To make someone aware of potential danger or difficulty, particularly one that may occur in the future.
Examples:
Warn a reckless driver. Warned me of the plan. I attempted to warn him, but he ignored me.
Non-human.
Not human, belonging to or characteristic of animals or things rather than people.
Examples:
Non-human species. Non-human intelligence. The experiment was conducted on non-human primates.
Shift.
A slight transition in position, direction, or trend.
Examples:
Doppler shift. Major paradigm shift. Could you help me shift some furniture?
Natural born.
Born with a particular quality, skill, or ability, having an innate or inherent talent or characteristics, existing or happening without training or influence.
Examples:
Natural-born talent. Natural-born citizen. Some people believe leaders are natural-born, while others think they can be taught.
Critic.
Someone who expresses opinions about the quality of books, music, etc.
Examples:
Art critic. Severe critic. Advocates for legal reform hear less harsh words from their critics.
Consist.
To be composed or made up of.
Examples:
Consist mainly of cells. Consist only in knowing facts. This examination consists of 5 problems to solve.
Unfortunately.
By bad luck, unluckily.
Examples:
Unfortunately caught in a shower. Even more unfortunately. The treatments were done, but, unfortunately, were unsuccessful.
Perspective.
Likely or expected to happen or become in the future, often referring to something or someone that is being considered or evaluated.
Examples:
Prospective customer. Prospective candidate. The company is looking for prospective employees with strong communication skills.
Crisis.
A time of great disagreement, confusion, or danger when problems must be resolved or critical decisions must be taken.
Examples:
Financial crisis. Crisis management. The Chinese word for crisis comprises 2 characters, one for danger and the other for opportunity.
Radical.
Relating to the essential aspects of anything, far beyond the norm, mainly used of opinions and actions.
Examples:
A radical flaw in the plan. A radical cure. The government established by the coup was more radical than before.
Amazing.
Extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
Amazing advances. The most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Argue.
To express differing opinions or points of view, often in a heated or contentious manner, to present a case or reasoning to persuade or convince others.
Examples:
Argue a case. Argue passionately. The couple began to argue over which restaurant to go to for dinner.
Relation.
The way two persons or groups of people feel and act toward one another.
Examples:
Relation between cause and effect. Relation of inclusion. The industrial relations laws were passed with little to no alteration.
Emotional.
Relating to people's feelings.
Examples:
Emotional health. Emotional distress. Human emotional responses vary widely depending on the society to which they belong.
Doe.
A mature female of mammals of which the male is called a buck, such as a deer or a rabbit.
Examples:
Doe rabbit. Buck and doe. Hunters use a whistle that makes the doe sound to lure stags.
Acknowledge.
To accept or admit the existence, reality, or truth of something. To accept that someone or something has a particular authority or quality. To express obligation, thanks, or gratitude for someone's help, commitment, etc.
Examples:
Acknowledge the deed. Acknowledge his help. He never acknowledged his fault.
Constant.
Happening repeatedly or all the time.
Examples:
A constant wind. A constant temperature. Constant dropping wears away the stone.
Craving.
A strong desire of wanting something.
Examples:
Craving for revenge. Curb our cravings. I have a craving for nicotine.
Stimulate.
To encourage something to develop or become more active, to stir the feelings or emotions.
Examples:
Stimulate the economy. Stimulate the nervous system. The book stimulated my imagination.
Fundamental.
Forming an essential base or core from which everything else develops or is affected.
Examples:
Fundamental education. Fundamental rights. Human behavior has fundamental characteristics.
Disconnect.
To unfasten or disjoin something, especially to break the connection between a supply of gas, water, or electricity and a piece of equipment.
Examples:
Disconnect a plug. Disconnect the water supply. She finally decided to disconnect herself from the company.
Soil.
The top layer of earth in which plants grow.
Examples:
Soils retentive of moisture. Parched soil. Soil moisture is another significant component controlling soil respiration.
Magnificent.
Extremely beautiful and impressive, grand or noble in thought or deed.
Examples:
A magnificent plan. A magnificent mountain. The magnificent scene of the glacier is awe-inspiring.
Awful.
Causing fear, dread, or terror, very bad or unpleasant.
Examples:
An awful error. Do awful damage. I regretted making an awful mistake in my final exam.
Planet.
Any of the 9 large celestial bodies that circle in the solar system, any celestial body that revolves around a star.
Examples:
Planet like the Earth. Save the planet. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun.
Humankind.
The whole of the living human inhabitants of the Earth.
Examples:
Humankind as a species. History of humankind. On the geological timescale, humankind has existed for a brief moment.
Heartbreak.
A feeling of great sadness or disappointment.
Examples:
Ease her heartbreak. Go through heartbreak. They had experienced the heartbreak of losing 2 children due to premature births.
Technological.
Based on scientific and industrial progress.
Examples:
Technological advancement. Technological policy. Technological advances have disrupted many industries.
Stick.
To put something, usually a sharp object, into something, noun, a thin piece of wood or other material.
Examples:
Stick a key in a lock. Fire stick. You stick a bill in the change machine, and the coins pop out.
Vulnerable.
Capable of being hurt or influenced physically or mentally.
Examples:
A vulnerable bridge. Vulnerable parts of the body. Infants and pregnant women are particularly vulnerable.
Relate.
To establish a connection or association between 2 or more things. To narrate or tell about an event, experience, or relationship. To empathize or feel sympathy with someone or something.
Examples:
Relate a story. Relate a message. He tried to relate his experience to the group, but they couldn't understand.
Ongoing.
Continuing to exist or develop, or currently happening.
Examples:
Still ongoing. Ongoing support. The new Prime Minister has vowed to take measures against the ongoing economic crisis.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Ignore.
To intentionally not listen or pay attention to.
Examples:
Ignore her advice. Ignore a ban. Since independence, the area has been completely ignored.
Accepting.
Willing to receive or to take something offered.
Examples:
Accepting attitude. Accepting of diversity. He was an accepting person who believed in diversity and inclusiveness.
Overcome.
To succeed in controlling or dealing with something, such as a problem or difficulty, to defeat or overwhelm someone.
Examples:
Overcome opponents. Overcome all difficulties. He tried to overcome a bad reputation and win the election.
Depression.
A mental condition in which a person feels very unhappy and without hope for the future, a severe recession in an economy or market.
Examples:
The Great Depression. The root problem of her depression. Depression symptoms might include a decrease in appetite and weight loss.
Reaction.
A response that reveals a person's feelings or attitude. In chemistry, a process in which one or more substances are changed into others.
Examples:
Chemical reaction. Trigger a reaction. There was a chemical reaction of the lime with the groundwater.
Reclaim.
To take back something previously lost, given, or paid, or asked to have it back.
Examples:
Reclaim a competitive position. Reclaim land from the sea. You may be entitled to reclaim some tax.
Quote.
To repeat or reproduce the words or statement of someone else, often acknowledging the source, to give an estimated cost or price for goods or services.
Examples:
Quote a source. Quote a price. In his speech, he quoted a famous philosopher to emphasize his point.
Transform.
To change an outward structure or looks.
Examples:
Transform an education system. Transform heat into power. My father's death transformed my life completely.
Engage.
To attract and keep someone's attention and interest, to participate in or obtain services of something.
Examples:
Engage in environmental protection activities. Engage a new employee. Many multinational companies are engaged in the reconstruction of that country.
Resonate.
To be filled with a deep echoing sound.
Examples:
Deeply resonate with the consumers. Resonate in the same frequency. The sound resonates well in this theater.
Commit.
To do something illegal or wrong.
Examples:
Commit suicide. Commit mistakes. The military has committed an abuse of human rights.
Suicide.
The act of killing yourself intentionally.
Examples:
Commit suicide. Suicide attack. In an economically prosperous country, most male suicide is due to child support problems.
Nation.
A large organized community of people living in a particular country or region and having a particular culture.
Examples:
Nation-state. A seafaring nation. The nation of Japan is known for its unique culture and advanced technology.
Refugee.
A displaced person who has crossed national borders and who cannot or is unwilling to return home due to political, religious, or economic reasons or because of a war.
Examples:
Global refugee crisis. The refugee camp. The community warmly welcomed the refugees.
Preserve.
To keep or maintain a particular quality, feature, etc., especially to prevent it from decaying, being damaged, or being destroyed.
Examples:
Preserve my strength. Preserve a country's heritage. They worked hard to preserve the nature of their native lands.
Coexist.
To live or exist together at the same time in the same place.
Examples:
Coexist with nature. Coexist with diversity. The different species can coexist in the same ecosystem by filling different niches and using different resources.
Construct.
To build or create something, to assemble or combine different parts to form something whole.
Examples:
Construct a 3D image. Construct a dam. He constructs hypotheses that no mathematician has ever imagined before.
Rewield.
To restore an area of land to its natural state, especially by reintroducing locally extinct species.
Examples:
Rewild land. Rewild an area. The government is considering a plan to rewild certain areas by reintroducing native species and removing non-native ones.
Function.
The purpose or use of an object, system, or process, a particular activity or operation that is designed to serve a specific purpose, a mathematical concept that describes a relationship between two sets of values, called the input and output sets. Verb, to operate or work in a specific way, or to perform a particular task or purpose.
Examples:
function properly, immune function. The brain is an incredibly complex organ that controls the body's function.
Ecosystem:
all the plants and living creatures in an area and the way they affect each other and the environment.
Examples:
marine ecosystem, change the ecosystem. Human conservation efforts often fail unexpectedly because they disturb the balance of the ecosystem.
Weird:
extraordinary, unexpected, or difficult to explain.
Examples:
a weird dress, the state of being weird. My computer has been acting weird recently.
Behalf:
represent, advantage, benefit, the interest of someone.
Examples:
on behalf of our management, on his own behalf. I gave witness on her behalf.
Communal:
belonging to or used by a group rather than individuals, for common use.
Examples:
communal swimming pool, communal combination of funds. Communal elections were held in several European countries.
Protest:
a strong expression of disagreement, disapproval, or opposition.
Examples:
hold a protest, a silent protest. He left the party in protest at its radical political stance.
Rage:
a strong feeling of anger or violence.
Examples:
uncontrollable rage, fall into a rage. She was filled with a burning rage at the injustice she had witnessed.
Unconscious:
in the state of lacking awareness and the capacity for sensory perception, especially as the result of a head injury or illness.
Examples:
unconscious bias, a person who is unconscious. I know his unconscious habit that he touches his face when he lies.
Disaster:
an unexpected event or series of events that cause widespread damage, destruction, or loss of life.
Examples:
global disaster, disaster recovery. The disaster response team worked around the clock to aid those affected by the earthquake.
Depressed:
sad and without any hope.
Examples:
depressed feeling, the market is depressed. After his mother died, he got depressed.
Resistance.
The act of defending oneself from an aggressor or refusing to accept something.
Examples:
Resistance movement. Resistance to insulin. The bill to increase the consumption tax had passed despite much resistance from the public.
Destructive.
Causing or able to cause tremendous and irreparable damage.
Examples:
Lead to destructive behavior. A habit destructive to health. It was the most destructive storm in decades.
Fellow.
Someone who has the same job or interests as you, or is in the same class, profession, or situation as you.
Examples:
Junior fellow. Nice fellow. He is the kind of fellow who only works for his success.
Odds.
The degree or probability that a particular thing will or will not happen.
Examples:
Odds in favor. Odds of business. What are the odds that he will survive?
Dandelion.
A common weed with a bright yellow flower and deeply notched leaves that is often seen growing in lawns and other grassy areas. Its leaves can be eaten as a salad green, and its roots are sometimes used in herbal medicine.
Examples:
Dandelion root. Dandelion tea. In the summer, fields are filled with yellow dandelion flowers.
Asphalt.
A black, sticky substance that is used to surface roads, roofs, and other structures made from a mixture of sand, gravel, and a petroleum-based material called bitumen.
Examples:
Asphalt pavement. Asphalt driveway. The road crew was laying fresh asphalt on the highway.
Rebel.
Someone who resists or opposes authority or control, especially by fighting against it.
Examples:
Rebel uprising. Group of rebels. The rebels fought against the government for their independence.